Good morning Year 5, welcome to your maths lesson for today. It's obviously a bit different than the White Rose videos that you've been doing the last couple of weeks, but this week will be YouTube videos to finish off the week. Okay, so today we are still looking at division with remainders, which you were introduced to yesterday. So Bronze will just be recapping, presenting those numbers as a remainder something. On top of that, if you then go from Bronze to Silver, you're going to try and express remainders as fractions, and then if you then push yourself further onto Gold, you're going to represent remainders as decimals. Okay, so lots of making links to what you've done all week, but also lots of absorption for those fractions and decimals, so just really listen and watch what I'm doing on the slides. Okay. So let's quickly recap just our basic bus stop methods. Okay, so 6,642 divided by 3. Which number is going to go beneath my bus shelter? So obviously we call it the bus stop method because it looks a bit like a bus stop. Okay, so obviously my large number is my dividend. Okay, so this is what I'm going to divide into groups. So this goes into my bus stop. My divisor, what I'm dividing by, is 3, and that goes on the outside. And what does this 3 actually stand for? Well, like I just said, it means groups of 3. We are dividing this number into groups of 3 to see how many we get in one group. Okay, or how many groups of 3 we can get. So let's continue with this method. 6 divided by 3. So how many groups of 3 can I get out of 6? Obviously I can get 2. Again, 6 divided by 3 is 2. 4 divided by 3. Now if I've got 4 dots, I can get one group of 3 completely out of it, but I've still got 1 left over. Now because this is the tens column, that means 1 10, so I'm going to exchange that 1 10 into 10 ones. So now I've got 12 ones. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay, so that's just our basic bus stop method. Let's now look at Bronze, which is the same as yesterday. So dividing and presenting your remainders at the end. So quickly pause the video. See if you can quickly work out what the answers to these might be. Feel free to do it in your book if you want to, or just jot it down on a piece of paper. Okay, let's talk through them then. So 2,637 is my dividend, so that's going in my bus stop, and I'm dividing by 6, that's my divisor, so it goes on the outside. I'm going to change the colour. 2 divided by 6, so be careful, it's not 6 divided by 2, it's 2 divided by 6 because our dividing number is on the outside. Now 2 is smaller than 6, so I can't get 6 out of 2, so I can't get any groups of 6, but I've still got 2 left. So these 2 thousands exchange and become 20 hundreds. So 26 hundreds now. So 26 divided by 6, well, if I count up in my 6s, 6, 12, 18, 24. So I know 24 is 4 groups of 6, but I've still got 2 left over. So I'm going to exchange those 200s for 20 tens. So now I've got 23 divided by 6. So 6, 12, 18. So I can get 3 groups of 6, but then I've still got 5 left over, so that will be exchanged. And now I have 57 ones. So 57 into 6s. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54 is 9 times, but I've still got a remainder of 3. Okay, so it doesn't go into it perfectly. Let's have a look at the next one then. So 8,526 is my dividend, so it's going into my bus stop. 8 is my divisor, what I'm dividing by, so it's going to sit on the outside. Right, 8 divided by 8. I can get one full group out of 8. 5 divided by 8. Can I do that? No, I can't, because 5 is smaller than 8, so it's impossible to divide that. So I can get 0 groups of 8 out of 5, but I've still got this 5 there. So I'm going to exchange it from the hundreds. So the 500s is going to become 50 in the tens column. So now I have 52. How many groups of 8 can I get out of 52? 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. So 6 lots of 8 is 48. But then I've still got 4 lots of 10s left over. So I'm going to exchange them into the 1s for 41s. And now I've got 46. So let's count up in our 8s again. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. My next number would be 48, which is too many. So I can get 5 lots of 8, which is 40, which means I've still got a remainder of 6. Okay, so that's just like yesterday, and those are the bronze questions today. Everybody's going to start on bronze. Okay, for silver you have to do bronze and silver. For gold you have to do bronze, silver and gold. So if you'd like to start on bronze now, pause the video here, find the worksheet in files on Teams, and you can complete the bronze questions in your book. But remember to use a ruler and space your work out nicely. If you're going to complete silver, you can carry on with me now, or gold, or you can pause the video, do bronze and then come back again afterwards. Right, silver. So we are going to turn our remainders into fractions for silver. So we're going to be using the same idea, but rather than just writing remainder 3, for example, at the end, we're going to just turn that into a fraction. So what's going to happen, in our fraction, obviously we have the denominator, which is the bottom number, and the divisor here will become our denominator in our fraction, and whatever we have remaining is going to become the numerator, which is the top number. Okay, so let's work out this one then. So 9,367 divided by 4. 9 divided by 4. How many groups of 4 can we get out of 9? We can get 2 groups for 8, but we still have 1 left over, so we're going to exchange that to the hundreds. 13 divided by 4. 4, 8, 12. I can get 3 full groups of 4, but again, I've got 1 left over, so I'm going to exchange that over to the tens. 16 divided by 4. 4, 8, 12, 16. That goes in 4 times perfectly. No exchanges needed. 7 divided by 4. 4, 8. Oh, 8's too many. Okay, so I can get 1 full group of 4, but I still have 3 left over. Now, this time, rather than writing remainder 3, obviously, as I said, we're going to change it to a fraction. So the remainder becomes your numerator, your top number in your fraction, and then your divisor, whatever number you've been dividing by, that's just going to become your denominator. Okay, so it's fairly simple. Whatever your remainder is, that will become your top number, and whatever you're dividing by, that will become your bottom number. And what that's basically saying is, out of the next lot of 4, because that's what you're kind of grouping everything into, you have 3 left. Okay, so you have 3 of those left out of 4. Okay, let's look at a couple more. So quickly pause the video, see if you can just work these out and put the remainders as fractions. Okay, let's have a look all together. So 4,267 divided by 5. 4 divided by 5. Can we do that? No, 4 is smaller than 5. So we can't get any groups of 5 out of it. So it's 0 groups, but we've still got 4 left. So we're going to exchange that over to the next column. Make sure you're always showing your exchanges, okay? Because you may start doing your work and then get a bit confused, and it could result in a just slightly incorrect answer. So always show your exchanges so you know what part of your calculation you're at. Right, 42 divided by 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I know 8 times 5 is 40, so I can get 8 groups. I've still got 2 left over, so I'm going to exchange that. 26 divided by 5. Well, I know 25 divided by 5 is 5. That means I've still got 1 left over. 17 divided by 5. Well, 15 divided by 5 is 3. But I'm still going to have 2 left over. So my 2 goes as my numerator. I'm dividing by 5, so that becomes my denominator. So my answer is 853 and 2/5. Let's have a look at the next one then. 9,762 divided by 4. 9 divided by 4. How many groups of 4 can I get out of 9? For 8, I can get 2 full groups with 1 left over, so I exchange that over to the hundreds. So now I've got 1700. 17 divided by 4. 4, 8, 12, 16 is 4 lots of 4 with 1 left over again, so that exchanges over. 16. Oh, I just worked that one out. So I can get 4 complete groups. 4 complete groups of 4 out of 16. No exchanges needed. 2 divided by 4. Now, 2 is smaller than 4, so I definitely can't get 4 out of 2. So it's 0, but I've still got this left over. So my remainder 2 becomes my numerator. This time I'm dividing by 4, and that becomes my denominator. So my answer, 2,440 and 2/4. Okay, so if you want to try bronze and silver, pause the video here and work through those questions on the sheet. If you were going to go for gold, or you've come back to listen to gold after completing the other questions, let's have a look at those. So we've looked at remainders as fractions. Now we're also going to look at remainders as decimals. Okay, and as long as you keep the same process of exchanging, which you're brilliant at now, okay, this is also fairly easy, just like fractions. So let's start this calculation first, and then we'll talk about what we're going to do to make it a decimal. So 9 divided by 4, we can get 2 groups of 4 out of 9 with 1 left over, so we exchange that. 13 divided by 4, we can get 3 groups of 4 out of 13, again with 1 left over. 16 divided by 4 is perfectly 4 groups. 7 divided by 4, I can get 1 group of 4 with 3 left over. Now, to make it into a decimal, I'm now going to put in a decimal point, and I'm going to do that on my number under my bus stop and my number above my bus stop. Okay, and we're going to continue exchanging, but first we need to put a 0. Okay, so I'm going to put a 0, and I may just need to make my bus stop now, using a ruler, a little bit longer. Okay, so make sure you leave enough room in your books for all of these, because you will probably have to extend your bus stops. So I've put in my decimal points, and now I've put a 0 on the other side of my decimal point with my dividend number. So what did I say? I got 1 group of 4 out of 7 with 3 left over. So just as we were before, I'm now going to exchange those 3 ones into 30 tenths. Okay, so now I have 30 divided by 4, 30 tenths. So how many 4s can I get out of 30? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. I can get 7, but I've still got 2 left over. So again, I'm going to put a 0, but this time I'm exchanging those 2 tenths into 2 hundredths. Okay, so I've got 20 hundredths, 20 divided by 4, that goes perfectly, 5 groups. Okay, so my answer is 2,341.75. So you're doing exactly the same, you're continuing the exact same method of exchanging, but this time you just need to remember to put some decimal points in at the end and then keep putting zeros, and you keep going, as it says here, continue to exchange until your number divides exactly. So because 20 divided exactly by 4, I didn't have anything left to exchange again, so I can stop there. Okay, so again, let's look at those 2 calculations, but how are we going to write them as decimals this time? So let's go through them. 4 divided by 5, I can't do that, 4 is too small, so no groups. I've still got those 4 thousands, so they're going to become 40 hundredths, 42 hundredths. Okay, 42 divided by 5, I can get 8 groups of 5 with 2 left over, so exchange that. 26 divided by 5 is 5 with 1 left over, and 17 divided by 5 is 3, but I've still got 2 left over, so I'm going to put in my decimal points. Ooh, right, let me get my ruler out. Line. There we go. Okay, put in my decimal points. So 17 divided by 5 was 3 with 2 left over, and put in my 0 and exchange that 2. 20 divided by 5 is 4. Okay, so my answer is 853.4. How about this one? Can you work this one out in your head? 9 divided by 4. I can get 2 groups of 4 with 1 left over, so we exchange that. 17 divided by 4. 16 is 4 times 4, so I can get 4 groups, again with 1 left over. 16 divided by 4 is perfectly 4 groups. 2 divided by 4. 2 is too small. I can't get a group of 4 out of it, so it's 0. Now I'm going to put in my decimal points because I've still got to exchange. I'm going to draw my bus stop a little bit longer. Go back to my pen. Okay, so I'm going to put in that 0 because I'm going to exchange that 2 over to the tenths column now. 20 divided by 4 is 5. And I can stop there because there's nothing left to exchange. So 2,440.5. Okay? Remember, if you need to re-listen to any of that, you can rewind the video. But in Teams, in Files and Tuesday, in the Maths folder, you will find today's worksheet. For bronze, you need to complete questions 1 to 6, which is just expressing the remainders as are something. Silver, you need to do the bronze ones and the silver questions, so questions 1 to 12. That's expression just remainder and then as fractions. And then on top of that, for gold, is then expressing some as decimals. Okay. Remember to use your ruler to draw all your bus stops. You need to leave a few lines between each problem so that your bus stops are really clear. And obviously for those decimals, you're probably going to have to make your bus stops a little bit longer when you keep exchanging. Okay. Remember to take a picture of your work. Once you've completed it, send it through to your teacher, and that will count as another piece to your next badge. Well done, Year 5. We're all so proud of you. Keep it up. See you later. Bye.